Hello and welcome to Dragonball Speak, a show where we summarize and review every episode of Dragon Ball Z, 3 episodes at a time, and we rate them each on a scale of 1 to 7 stars. We upload every Saturday. We're on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify, and other podcast apps. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon. Oh God.
And I'm Wesley. Bet you thought I was dead.
Was that... Okay, was that the mummy?
Yeah, from the Universal Studios ride, actually.
Are you the Scorpion King?
Yes.
The Rock? Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Is that his first acting credit? I thought that was his first movie.
It might be.
I love that scene. I love that movie.
I actually do too.
Oh boy, so many Dragon's Balls to look at today, especially starting with episode 141.
The reunion.
The reunion. Gohan and Trunks are flying.
Mm-hmm.
They're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, Gohan's like, Trunks, do you know what that bug thing may have been? And Trunks is like, nope, I still don't, even though you've asked me a couple times now.
Yeah, he's got this problem where everyone keeps asking him to like.
It happens like two more times.
Things, yeah. Poor guy.
And we cut to the androids. So Gohan and Trunks are on their way to the Kami house. The androids are still driving on their road. They're still doing their thing. Fit check me, Cowboy 18.
I reckon that's a mighty fine fit check, boy.
Did you like her little accent?
You got your boots, you got your accent, you got your little cowgirl skirt, you got your cowgirl vest. I reckon that's a mighty fine outfit. Fit check has been passed.
That was so much longer than I thought it would be. So yeah, she gives us a little southern accent.
Yeah, it's really weird.
When the owner is like, "That's all I got," and
that's
she's
the
like,
best outfit I got.
I don't remember what she says.
I don't either, but it's weird that
she's like making fun of. She's like, "This is a hick town," which is not even a town. It was like
a shop on the side of the road.
A single shop on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was very important.
Yeah, because now she's in a new outfit.
And more importantly, she steals the outfit, which means more cops.
And we know the cops are really good at stopping them androids.
And you caught the license plate said 6969.
Yeah, it was 69-69, and that's what we like to call certified Dragon Ball speak. Hella sick.
All you can eat, baby. So is that a do you think that's foreshadowing?
Yeah, I actually do think it's I think that Android 17, 18 are going to 69, and then the dash is representing a cut in the timeline, and then the other 69 is another timeline's 18 and 17 69ing, but flipped.
And 16 is watching. Wait, did you say 16 is involved?
No.
16 is watching, and he just says, affirmative.
I am firm.
That is a 69.
Where is Goku?
So we cut to old Bulma. She's flying the plane, and she's got the TV apparently on the plane, which is cool, I guess.
It's tight.
Yeah, she's driving. She got the TV playing, and it's showing the news anchor. We cut to a breaking story where people are disappearing in Gingertown into thin air, but their clothes are being left behind.
Very original, Marvel. You get it, like Thanos. Everyone's disappearing.
Oh, their clothes also disappeared though. I thought for a second I was like, did their clothes get left behind?
Yeah, everyone's naked in the after the happening or the disappearance or whatever they call it.
What if they came back and they were all naked?
There's people that did come back naked, probably.
There's also people that came back in the sky because they were on a plane.
Yeah, and the helicopter would be gone, so they're just falling.
Did you see that one of them said like the Hulk also wished that they'd be like brought back safely, like on the ground?
Oh yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Nice try, Kevin Feige, but we're on to you. Toriyama did it first, and he did it better.
Yes. So Kami's like looking down. We don't know what he's looking at, but he's like kind of tripping. He's kind of sweating. He's kind of freaking. He's freaking out. And basically Piccolo, we get like a good 2 to 3 minutes of Piccolo being, tell me what's going on.
Yeah, he's still being kind of a dick.
And Kami's, he is, and Kami's just like, ooh.
Mr. Popo's like,
oh, Kami. Don't do this, Kami.
Don't worry, I've got impressions written down that we got to hit. So.
Okay, good.
If you like last week's impressions, we got more coming for you.
I don't think it'll be as good as last week.
No, I don't. Well, last week.
That was
Boy. Krillin.
What was it? Was
You said, oh.
No. It was like a
and then
southern.
After that,
it was almost like a southern, and then it was Mr. Popo, which
the thing that got you the most though was the electric rod.
Oh yeah, Krillin's thoughts. I don't know what happened with that. I think that was just a conglomeration of It was an electric rod. It was electric lightning bolt striking the people. I forgot to even there's context. I forgot to even specify what that means. It was supposed to be in Step Brothers. Whenever he pitches Prestige Worldwide, he's like, I feel like a lightning bolt just struck the tip of my penis. But I was laughing so hard.
We never got back to it.
No, we never got back to it. And I also screwed up the quote anyway. So I said electric lightning bolt hit my pee-pee or something like that. So
and
there's context.
Very southern Krillin accent.
I didn't come up with that.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad we addressed that a week later.
Yes. For those who unfortunately saw that.
So Kame's seeing everything happen and he's like, oh my God, it's time. And Piccolo's like, oh boy. And then we get a very, very dramatic and arguably very sexual scene between Kame and Piccolo.
There were
fusing
undertones
for like 3 minutes. And it was great because Kame was realizing what was going to happen. And they had this great cut where it was like, or not Kame, Mr. Popo. He was like, oh. And then it immediately cuts to Kame and he's just screaming. So it's
out
like
of nowhere.
Oh, ah! And it was pretty incredible. And that happens for 3 minutes until Piccolo is now the Namek, which we don't learn now. But he does actually, no, Piccolo is the Namek who has long since forgotten his name.
Do you remember all that?
No.
Do you really not?
I really didn't know. It kind of tickled my brain a little bit, but I was like...
Scratch an itch. What, like, Kami/Piccolo's whole origin story that it goes over in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z is that, like, a Namek got sent to Earth because there was, like, a bad storm on Namek or whatever, and then they wanted to be guardian of the Earth, but then there was evil in their heart, so they purged.
Oh, I knew that. I knew all that.
Yeah, but, like, first off, Kami is not his name. It's his name, like... But it means God in Japanese. Okay. So when they call him Kami, it's literally like calling him like, hey God, what's up?
Okay, that makes sense.
Because he's like the god of Earth, I guess. But anyways, Piccolo was like the word they used to open the ship. Remember, the Namekian ship.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's why he started going by Piccolo, if I recall correctly. But he was on Earth for so long that he doesn't actually remember his name or something.
I'm remembering. I'm feeling tickled.
So that's why. Now that they're reunited, it's like the Namek who has no name.
And so he says that, dramatic. And we get some very, very sick music from Mr. One Bruce Falconer. Very much enjoyed it. And then my next note, I feel like, is too far later in the episode. So I think we probably, cut back to Kame House?
Oh, I wrote down Piccolo feels great because I wish he would have freaking fused with Kame and then been like, yes, I feel great. I can do this. But unfortunately, he was way cooler.
Oh, yeah, so Nail is like in there still too somewhere, huh?
Oh, yeah, he's shaking, rattling, and rolling around in there.
Is.
He's just bouncing around. Yep.
Dang.
So now we got...
Rest in peace, Nail.
Nail Kamikolo.
I like that, actually. That's a good couple's name.
Came up with it.
Yeah, and so we cut back to the Kame house, and they're all looking at the TV, and
they're
watching all like, oh my God,
oh.
And they're like, well, we got to get, we got to get Goku ready, and then Chi-Chi's like, he's almost ready. And
well, Bulma calls them and tells them to watch the news.
And then Gohan and Trunks show up, and they're like, oh my God, what's going on? And Trunks is like, I think it has to do with that little old bug thing. I'm going to go back there. And Gohan's like, me too. And then Chi-Chi is like, no, you're not, actually. And so Krillin's like, okay, I'll go. And so they're going to fly off to go see this old bug back at the old time machine that we saw last episode. And we get back to some Goku, sleeping. I wonder what he's going to do one day. I wonder what is going to happen with him. It's a mystery.
Yeah, once again, I'd like to reiterate. So I guess I'm jumping ahead a little bit here, but we know that Vegeta and Goku, it's anyone's guess who's stronger, I guess, at this point. But Vegeta was not even remotely a match for the androids.
Yeah.
They're relative same strength. Goku is not off like training or whatever, like usual. But now we know that Piccolo, jumping ahead, is equal in strength to 17.
Which is pretty sick.
So right now, Piccolo is, by a good margin, the strongest fighter.
Do we know it's Piccolo and not Cell that they were talking about?
Yeah, because whenever Piccolo is getting sucked,
Oh, yeah.
he's like the one power level is going down, and they're like, "Is it the one you said is the same as 17's?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Whenever he's getting sucked dry.
Yeah. And so we are back in the city. We're back in Gingertown.
It's a suburb of West City.
Okay. And we're in Gingertown, and we see this little like hose hanging down, dripping. Just a little pee-pee looking hose dripping.
I wonder if that was like supposed to be like a clue towards like Cell's tail.
I think so.
Like it's
just weird.
I guarantee anyone who's even watched Dragon Ball Z has no idea what we're talking about because it's a 2-second shot in this episode. But there's literally like a shot of a hose, and it looks phallic. It looks phallic,
and then you see
dripping.
the shadow of now who we know to be Cell walk past, and then I wrote down Frieza's back somehow, and then I guess we see him.
Why did you write that? You thought it looked like him?
Yeah.
The shadow.
Well, I mean, I've never seen anybody's like ears look big like that, or not ears, whatever you want to call them, like little.
Oh, you thought it was like horns?
Yeah, I thought it was like another version of Frieza coming back, and I was a little sad because I didn't want more Frieza.
We've had enough Frieza for now.
And then we cut to the Namek, and he's in the city, and he turns and looks, and he sees this bug, and I wrote, Frieza's back somehow? Nope, it's the bug. And then I put MF and Scyther. And that's what I referred to him for the next episode and a half until
that's incredible. I've never heard that analogy, but I love it.
He looks like Scyther. And that is episode 140.
He sounds like Scyther too.
He does.
Give me your best Scyther.
Die.
Too much.
And then I can give you a little Caesar.
Okay.
Caesar.
Which design is better?
Scyther.
What about Mega Scyther or Mega Caesar? Do you remember what he looks like?
Yeah. I don't like
arms.
Scyther's. I don't like Scyther or Scissor's like ovular claws.
The crab claws.
Yeah, I prefer the old 1-2 sword blade dance combo.
I think I prefer Caesar.
Yeah, that makes sense because you're kind of lame like that.
Tangent. Did you know any kids in school back in the day that pronounced Rayquaza as Rayquaza?
Yeah, I did actually.
I hated
the same
people
kids that
did
pronounced it Arceus.
Which that one's actually correct,
but it's dumb.
But no one says that.
Rayquaza.
It's Arceus.
Rayquaza.
What's
and
another
Arceus.
one? I literally one time heard a kid say Grimmer instead of Grimer. You gotta be.
It's Grimer.
You gotta be on like.
These poor kids didn't get to watch the show. I think is probably the problem. Which the show sucks, so it's like not that big of a loss.
I didn't watch the show that much.
You were just like Grimer. That makes sense.
I was just like
The Rayquaza thing is weird too. Like where do you? I don't. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It just seems weird.
And for whatever reason, like in my Pokemon history, like we had Ruby and Sapphire. We never owned Emerald, I don't think. And I don't know that I never finished Sapphire because I preferred Leaf Green by a lot.
No, Leaf Green came out the year after, I think.
I think it's around the same time.
Yeah.
And more
Leaf Green's really good.
And in fact, I had never beaten the what is that region called? Hoenn region until the remakes came out. On my second playthrough of the remake, and then that game, I had I transferred up all of my Pokemon from like the last decade, and then it got stolen out of a car.
That's right. Rest in peace.
Which I'm still sad about. All my shinies that I bred, all my competitive teams, all. Anyway, so what'd you rate that episode?
I gave it a 5 out of 7.
Nice. I give it a 4.
I really liked it, and I like MF and Scyther.
So at this point, you see all the clothes on the ground. Piccolo finally finds Cell. Like, he doesn't talk or anything. You see just the design. You like the design?
I like parts of it. I hate his mouth. I hate his mouth a lot.
Why?
Because it looks like a athletic cup, but then like it opens and it's like.
What I think is that it shouldn't open.
Yeah, I agree.
If
I was
like he talked and
open.
it didn't open, I think that would look way cooler.
And actually what I thought was gonna happen was like this big piece, like this cup was gonna like flay out and be like this big like alien like mouth that's like gross and stuff.
Yikes.
We'll get to it later, but I have some more thoughts on the Cell.
The Demogorgon in Stranger Things has this stupid design. Just saying.
Yeah,
just putting it out there.
It's not like great. I like the
like when it has its like
of,
flaps closed, it looks stupid.
Yeah, it looks like a
like Pinhead Larry.
Yeah, it's just gross looking.
And the CGI is really bad too.
Yeah. Well, you know, it was the first season. They didn't know what they were gonna have.
Episode 5, Gohan's Rage. Just kidding. Episode 142, Borrowed Powers.
Borrowed powers. My first note is Mr. Popo going to be the next Super Saiyan. And that's because Mr. Popo's looking, he's up there in Kame's palace, he's looking down below. Somehow he can see everything going on. I'm not aware of super sight or any kind of foresight he has. I thought he was just like an assistant. But he sees and he knows everything going on.
What is Mr. Popo? Is he a human?
I honestly don't know at all what.
He seems problematic.
Oh, he's one. I'm pretty sure he's problematic.
I'm pretty sure. I don't really know. I can't speak on the topic.
Yeah, it's probably not our spot to speak, but I would argue that he's probably problematic.
Anyway, you were saying Super Saiyan.
Yeah, he gets really pissed off and he's like freaking out, and then he grabs the Kame's like stick, and I don't know. I just have this hunch that we saw the turtle go Super Saiyan, and now I think it's Mr. Popo's time.
That part where the turtle fights those guys is some of the worst television I've seen in my entire life.
I would agree.
Let's swing it on down to.
So we had on. Oh, go ahead.
Well, it's like a horror movie, bruh.
Oh, the
like
second.
the setup. Well, we get there, but like just the setup is very horrific. Like the whole town's population is missing, so that's suspicious. Mm-hmm. And then we see like the clothes laying around. That's super weird. And then we see Cell's design, which is very bug-like and creepy. Mm-hmm. And his voice is creepy, and he's got this stinger on his tail
with a little cap on it. It's weird looking.
Yeah, and it's got the reservoir tip. Reservoir tip.
I've never heard it referred to that, but yeah.
Have you not?
No.
That's what it's called.
Excellent. Got to be safe out there when you're sucking human juice.
Dragonball Speak, sponsored by Trojan. Hey,
Trojan, hit us up, straight up.
Trojan extra small.
I would be totally fine with any of that, any money you want to give us.
Yes.
So we go to the city and we are hearing some sucking, but we're not quite sure that's what's happening. And then we cut to the Namek in the streets, and he is standing in front of these.
You can call him Piccolo. They still call him Piccolo.
Okay, Piccolo standing in front of Cell, and Cell has a rich man, and the rich man's like, I have more money than anyone in the city. I can give you whatever you want.
Like begging Piccolo to help him, and Piccolo's just like,
And Cell eventually puts his like little stabber into the dude's back and starts sucking, and it's like probably a minute-long process. Piccolo doing nothing.
Nothing.
He's watching this man like lose existence via sucking. Like,
that is one of the it's such a good well animated, and horrific scene.
Yeah,
like it's probably the freakiest scene in the show so far.
I wrote that. I wrote sucking that human juice. This some Dark Souls shit because you can literally very Dark Soulsy when their face was like all. Skinned
you can literally it's actually really impressive. Like you can see like his skin hanging off of his bones.
Yeah, and like the veins that are like now showing more prominently.
And then his face like melts.
Yeah,
and he just sucks
him
dry.
So he sucks that human juice.
He literally sucks him
like
dry.
Everything's gone.
There's no wetness.
Yeah,
there's no skin.
How does the bones like?
No, you don't have to know. He is sucked dry.
And so Piccolo does nothing, which, okay, great job. You're a real guardian of the earth. I'm sure Kame is very happy about that. And then we cut back to Trunks flying. And no, it's not Trunks flying. We cut away to like everybody else, and they're all getting these like senses.
And he calls Piccolo by his name.
Yeah, and Trunks, he does. And Piccolo's like, "Who are you?" And then we cut to Trunks, and Trunks is like, "I sense Piccolo and his father." And I was like, I wrote that and I put a question mark. Like, what is going on? And then he says, and Vegeta and Frieza. Or no, then he says, I sense Frieza and my father too, I think. And I'm like, okay, question mark. And then I put WTF is going on. LOL, Scyther is wild. Because I had no idea.
So did you have any clue at this point? So everyone's sensing like Frieza, Goku, Vegeta. No one says Nappa, but we know now that Nappa was in the mix.
I actually thought the show was like just losing the plot. Like I thought it had like messed up because I'm like, I was like, did I miss a line or something? Like we're naming all these names and apparently they're all there now. So I didn't realize that. And then we have the two of them about to face off, and Piccolo is like, unfortunately for you, you leveled the entire city and everyone's dead. So now I can do whatever I want to you. And then we get this sick power up. And the art's really cool. Mm-hmm. It's like the art of them, and then it's like like black sketch lines.
Yeah,
like,
it was
pulsing
cool.
in and out. I haven't seen it in the show before.
No, it must have been that animator's like unique touch.
Yeah, and it was very sick. And at that moment, we learned that Scyther is not at full power, and that living energy gives him power, which you can kind of assume when he does the sucking. And then I wrote down Scyther got the DNA of everybody in him, but we didn't get the big explanation until next episode, I don't think.
Yeah, so how did you write that there?
I don't know. No, we did, because it was he goes into it briefly, and then the next episode is where we go into why he was made, like as Dr. Shiro. So here's when he tells, because he uses the Kamehameha. He starts to
He
power
uses
it
the
up.
special beam cannon.
That's right.
So he's outclassed. They're fighting. They start fighting.
Yeah.
16 senses them and says one of them is as strong as 17, which is referring to Piccolo. We can put together. And yeah, Piccolo like kicks him in the back real hard. Like Cell like puts out his like little wings and like it's just so cool. Like I love it. I really like his design. I think it's super
sick,
cool.
other than the mouth.
It's just unique. Like it's not another whatever. So Cell's like outclassed. He's getting kicked a couple times. He got punched a couple times, and then he's up in the air, and Piccolo's on the ground. And then he uses a special beam cannon, and Piccolo's like, "What the hell?" Because literally only Piccolo can use that move.
And then
so
Piccolo
at this point, we're like,
swats it away like
"What
a
the
beast.
f?" And then yeah, Piccolo he goes pop. And then he's like, "Who sent you here?" And he's like, "I came here on my own accord." That was bad.
One more time.
I can't.
Take another shot.
I don't really know. Like,
Add a little rasp.
I came here on my own accord.
That's pretty bad.
That sounded closer to like a Pirates of the Caribbean something or other.
Yeah. So he came here on his own accord, and
We get the revelation, I guess. Well, I could have sworn the explanation was next episode. Like the full explanation was next episode.
that's when
Because
we get
after
the-
Piccolo gets his arm sucked is when that's next episode. But he does tell us that he sent himself here. He regressed to a larval state.
Mhm.
I guess we do get the
we get some of it. We don't get all of it. He's
Weird,
like
yeah.
saying this. The next episode's where we get flashbacks. These two episodes kind of like blend together.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Very much
or
so.
very continuous almost.
Yeah. Literally, this one doesn't even have like a narrator ending. Like it just cuts to white, and then we go to credits.
Yeah,
Because he's
actually,
gonna-
that's it. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
because eventually Cell uses Kamehameha, and then the screen like shoots it at the screen, which presumably is Piccolo, and the screen goes white, and then there's no narrator doing the whole "Will they escape this time?" Blah blah blah. Like it just cuts right to credits, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And then watching the next episode, these are very much like part 1 and 2.
Yeah, definitely. Because next episode is like a narrative dump at this point.
So maybe I was just picking up that he used the beam and then also Kamehameha, but I don't know.
Well, I
We
mean,
did get some things.
it's like they can sense all of these people from him, and then he uses special
Yeah.
beam cannon and Kamehameha. So it's like, at that point, it wouldn't be unusual to kind of guess.
Yeah. I give this episode a 6 out of 7 stars.
Really, 6 out of 7.
Yeah, I really liked it. I liked the mystery of basically the part where Trunks is like, I sense Piccolo and his father and Vegeta and Frieza, and then like I liked the mystery building up to the end where you finally learn that like, oh, he's like possibly part of them.
Yeah, I actually initially gave it a 5, but looking back, like the plot moves real quick. Like it's asking questions and then answering and rewarding you and answering them shortly thereafter, which is always satisfying. And the action was pretty good, and the animation was really good. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna match you on the 6.
Oh.
I'm gonna call your bet.
I'm gonna call your bluff. You think
That's
it's a
what
7?
the phrase is.
Oh, that too.
What is it when you match someone? Like, can you knock on
check?
Check. I'm
No,
gonna
check
you.
is not where you do that. No, you match is. Oh shit.
If
I
there's
don't
any
know.
Texas Hold'em experts
Yeah,
that want to
please
chip
let us
in,
know.
pitch in. All right, episode 143. His name is Cell.
His name is Cell.
We start back up with the Kamehameha, which misses because
Yep.
Piccolo gets out of the way.
And this is where I formally wrote, I hate his mouth. Scythers.
We cut back to Kame House. They're all sensing the different power levels. They're like, Frieza's back. Wait, what? And then they sense Goku, and they're like, Gohan makes sure that he's still upstairs, and he is. So they're like real confused. Goku gives us a little stretchy stretch. He's like kind of waking up, kind of dozing, but he's very clearly doing much better. Probably gonna wake up very soon.
I put, lest we forget, a big old comeback is on the way for Goku.
Yeah. So what do you think he's gonna do when he wakes up?
Um,
What do you? let's wait. Let's finish reviewing this episode, and then I want to talk business.
Okay.
I want to talk logistic.
Okay, Daddy.
All right.
What's up,
So
Daddy-o?
Goku gets that stretch, and then we cut to the TV, and they're like, "This just in." So really weird part.
Yeah.
They're like on the TV, and then so after the news reporters. We kind of glossed over it, but the news reporters got like killed in the previous channel. So they went to another channel, and then the news reporters are like back in that city, I guess. And he's like, oh, never mind. We're having technical difficulties.
Not before like a dramatic pause, though. He's like, a new report. We're actually experiencing some technical difficulties.
And then like a couple seconds later, it just goes to the camera.
Yeah.
And it's like a sideways camera on the ground. It doesn't even actually really do much, but I don't know. That was kind of weird. I wonder if that was like
that's what we call environmental storytelling.
Okay. Is that dramatic irony?
That is dramatic irony.
Is that
a bit of a red herring? A bit of a red herring.
And an aside?
Yeah, an aside and just a touch of straw man. Just a touch.
And Occam's razor?
Yeah. Do you remember like when you're in like high school and you learn all these terms and you like use them regularly in your vocabulary because you feel cool? Mm-hmm. And then like you grow up and you're like, oh, no one like ever mentions these.
And you're colloquial?
Yeah.
We're back! We're back! All right, so this just in, we get the news report, and then we get Cell like kind of tricks Piccolo and gets right behind him, and then he gets him in the old full Nelson with all four limbs.
Yeah, he does.
And then he starts to suck on the arm.
Mm-hmm. He's in there.
So I don't know if you noticed, but it's like going for Piccolo's chest, and then he like does this at the last second, so it hits him in the arm.
Yeah.
Which arguably Piccolo allowed to happen.
Because he knew.
We learn later.
That he can.
Well, he can bring back his arm, but you can't bring back your torso.
Well,
probably.
No. I mean, a Senso bean you could, but we don't know if they have those right now.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we get this weird like military crap like we did with Nappa.
Yeah, military showing up and they're just like, stand down.
Very reminiscent of Nappa, and that general looked a lot like Nappa.
Yeah.
He does like the Frieza eye blast and like cuts some of the tanks in half, and then
pretty sick.
They all explode and die, and that's pretty much just a 5 minute. That's what brought this one from a 6 down to a 7 for me. Or sorry, 6 down to a 5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Although I loved the episode.
Don't cheat.
So yeah, and then we get Piccolo in his dead arm, which is awesome because he's like, yeah, I gave up. Mm-hmm. And then he gives us this whole like.
And he's like, before you give, since I'm already dead anyway, can you tell me what's going on? And then.
So hit me with it, with everything.
So he gives you the old, ew, me absorbed into perfection.
That was worse than mine.
It was. But I can't remember it. But he does say perfection.
He is looking for, perfection or something along those lines.
No, he says you will be absorbed into perfection.
Yes, that's what it is. That's what I...
So he says, I am Cell, and I am a motherfucking android made by Dr. Gero. This blew my mind. I did not think he was going to be an android. Yeah,
he's not like a robot, though.
Yeah, I can tell
he's like he's manufactured.
So therefore, like,
but he's organic.
Yeah. So we cut back to Dr. Gero, and he's like, Dr. Gero wanted to make the ultimate warrior, and so he gathered the cells of all kind of different people, and then we, Goku, Frieza.
So
King
it's
Cold,
specifically with everybody. Everyone it lists is Goku, Vegeta,
except Trunks that we've seen in the show so far.
Nappa, Piccolo,
Gohan,
Frieza, King Cold, because they visited Earth, and Piccolo. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Like
literally just all of our normal warriors except for Trunks, and that's because the Dr. Gero already had what he needed. So Dr. Gero is like, this is going to be awesome, but it's going to take way too long to make. I'm not going to be able to see this through. So I'm going to set the computer to automatically do it, to build this little organism. And it looks like this little fetus sitting in like a tube of Baja Blast or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he walks away, and then Cell's like, so that's when he went to go make the other androids, because he's not just going to waste his time waiting. He's going to go do some stuff. And so we fast forward to Cell eventually becoming something that can like get out of the little Mountain Dew tube. And he's very strong. He's got all this stuff, but he needs the cells of androids 17 and 18.
Like 24 years?
24 years, yeah.
So how from long? That fetus to like just gestation or
24
whatever?
Years to get as strong as he needed. And part of that puzzle was getting the cells of androids 17 and 18, which he could not get because they'd already been defeated by Trunks in
that timeline.
So that's why. So he catches up to Trunks and he's like, give me your time machine. And then he beats Trunks and gets in there and then turns himself back into a larval ball, which we saw in the previous episode, and comes to this timeline. And then he gets out. He burrows himself into the earth.
All right. Pause. Because I legitimately need your help.
Okay.
I hate time travel
Yeah.
in anything. Mm-hmm. So Cell. Okay, so there's a version of Trunks that defeated the androids. Mm-hmm. Cell killed him and took his time machine 4 years prior to the androids' arrival.
So Trunks defeated androids 17 and 18, which
this
we
is,
knew
but
about.
this isn't our Trunks that's with us.
It's the other. It's a different Trunks. Well, it might be.
No, it's another. It's got to be another timeline.
The Trunks that we struggled with were Trunks 19 and 20, right? That's what Trunks was warning about.
No, he was warning about 17. It was 17 and 18. They're just not as strong or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, but that Trunks is here, and the timelines don't work. Like there's like alternate timelines is how it does it.
Mm-hmm. It's two different. It's a Trunks and a Cell from the same
two time
timeline,
machines.
but they come to our timeline.
So they both, it's two exactly. They both came to this timeline.
Well, not
from two different.
So we've got Trunks here, and then we've got Trunks and Cell in this universe.
Yes.
This is our Trunks. He came to us
from the future
3 years ago, or no, 1 year ago, whatever.
From the future.
Yeah, from the future. This Cell and Trunks fought each other over a time machine. Cell won, so he left behind that Trunks, took his time machine, and came to our timeline. So now we've got the Trunks from his timeline with the Cell that defeated that Trunks in this timeline, and now they're together. So theoretically,
that
Trunks
means
doesn't know who Cell is. Cell will probably be like, I recognize you when they see each other.
Correct. Agreed. And that means that there is still probably a Cell in Trunks' timeline. The Trunks that is with us. Because he doesn't know about him. So theoretically, he goes back to his time.
Yeah.
And then Cell is there.
Yeah. Which is, that's not great. But maybe his Cell's different. The androids were different in his timeline and blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So this Cell comes here, and he's like, I need to become not larval, so I'm going to burrow into the ground for
4 years.
4 years. And now he is the bug guy we know. Well, presumably he came out looking like a Triceratops, and then I guess sucked some people and became the more humanoid-looking version that we see now. I did not recognize... No. When we first see him, so I guess way back in 141, I should have mentioned to them, I recognized somewhat this. I think I recognize a later version of Cell. Because I remember, if you remember way back in episode 0, I said there's like a green dinosaur looking dude in my head.
Okay.
I didn't have a name. I didn't have anything else. But when I saw the big, tall peaks on the head,
yes,
I was like, that's him. That's him. This is not that image I see in my head, but I think I recognize one of the few things I recognize in Dragon Ball Z, I believe, is a later version of this Cell. And which I think could be the case because he does say he's not even at his final form. And we know Dragon Ball loves its final form, so we'll see.
True.
The name Cell, however, not really ringing a bell at all.
No bells.
Until now, obviously. But when they said, I was like, what the heck? His name's
Whereas
Cell.
Frieza, it's like...
Yeah, Frieza,
everyone knows Frieza.
Exactly. And Vegeta and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, he basically just runs through his whole story, and he's like, I'm here to get 17 and 18's energy. I don't really care about anything else. I've got everything else I need. I'm here for this. I assume he's trying to get Piccolo just because, like, why not? More living form stuff. It makes me better.
Right, like he already has Piccolo cells, but
so he's not collecting cells when he's absorbing. That's different.
he's essentially
just getting power.
Getting power, right?
Okay.
Like when he came out of the ground, he was probably like pretty weak, and then he's absorbed so many people at this point that he's like super strong.
And then presumably the cells are going to give him. They're like power ups. They're going to give him like a special ability.
The cell, there's no. It's this. Oh, you're saying the cells of the androids?
Yeah.
I believe his specific verbiage was that he needed to absorb the androids, or did he say cells?
I don't remember. I just wrote he needs the energy.
He needs 17 and 18, right? Whatever.
And that's kind of where our episode ends.
Really? Yeah, that's a huge information dump that lasts quite a while. And then Piccolo is like, Piccolo tricked him. He ripped off the dead arm, regrew his current arm, and
very sick.
And Cell is like super pissed, which he had to be. I mean,
Cell's like, you lied to me.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh no.
Yeah. So I give it a 5.
I give it a 6 because I really
good.
I actually really liked it. Yeah, I just didn't. It was cool getting all this backstory. I like mystery, but sometimes Dragon Ball can drag that shit out, and I like that I met Cell 2 episodes ago, and now I feel like I know his entire backstory, and now
Yep.
I'm ready to just rock and roll and party with this dude. I'm also very intrigued by the idea that this feels like his own arc. But I mean, he's in the android arc. Like, we haven't even solved the android problem yet. And now we've got this dude who's presumably way tougher than the androids. And I mean, 17 is really, he's lying to himself, but he's stressed out that somebody's stronger. Because Android 16, we didn't talk about this, but cuts away and he's like, this dude's stronger than 17.
Yeah.
And 17's like, that's not possible. You're wrong. And then he says, what'd you say? And then Android 16 says it again. He's like, no, shut up. And he's just like, it's not possible. So I think 17's in. He's in for a bruising. Which we haven't seen 17 really do anything.
17 has basically done nothing.
He's the Vegeta from the Saiyan saga. Just kind of sitting on the sidelines talking to shit. Who knows how tough he's going to be. So I think, so my other theory is basically wrong now. Because it was going to be everybody fighting Android 17 and 18. They get in the way of 16 killing Goku. So 16 takes out 17 and 18.
Okay, so now where are you at?
Cell throws everything off.
It does. That is a big old wrench.
Now I'm sensing a team up between 17, 18, and 16. No, okay. So we're going to have 17 and 18 team up with the crew. Mm-hmm. Goku's still sleeping. 16's going to just chill and look at birds because he's not going to fight if it's not to try to kill Goku. Goku's going to show up, be like, okay, I got to help these guys. And Piccolo's going to be like, well, they're bad guys, just so you know. And Goku's like, that's fine. We work with Vegeta all the time. I'll kick their asses when I'm done with Cell.
Okay.
And then 16's gonna light up and be like, oh my god, it's Goku. It's the treasure.
My white whale.
And so now Goku's gonna be having to battle 16. And I think we're just gonna get this really sick Avengers battle, like Civil War, where we've got 16 versus Goku, 17, 18, Krillin, Trunks, Gohan, and Piccolo versus Cell. And then that fight's gonna happen. And then we're gonna just probably go right into 17 and 18 versus whoever's left. Yeah. As far as deaths go, I think that we are going to see.
Yeah. Do you think someone's gonna die?
I think someone's definitely gonna get sucked. I don't think it's gonna be Piccolo because we've already got that. I hope it's not Goku because he's already been kind of like handicapped this whole season.
Yeah.
Just kind of being in bed. So I'm gonna say Gohan's gonna get sucked.
Oh.
And that's gonna cause Goku to like really lose his shit and go
the
hard.
sock.
Yeah, the sucky sock.
I am so excited to keep watching because I will tell you, like, in my opinion, that these weren't in really even slow episodes. In my opinion, they were really great, like story wise.
Yeah.
But we're getting no more. There's no BS from here.
Yeah.
There's no more breaks.
They were slow on the eyes episodes, good on the ears. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Not really
Agreed.
much going on other than just two people talking. And
It
some
was a comic
exposition,
book.
but I liked it. Yeah,
You know what I
dug
mean?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tight. I'm very excited to keep going. I don't really know at all where we're going anymore. It seems the androids have taken a back seat, but it's nice to see how they're going to be reincorporated into the show.
Who is currently your favorite character?
Currently, my favorite character is not Goku. It's not Vegeta. I actually really do like 17 and 18's dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like their subtle cockiness, but it's like not even cockiness because they don't really know. They're just, they are just that strong.
It's so nice compared to Frieza, who's like so over the top.
That's something, I think that's what I like about them is like, they're just like, no, we are the strongest. It is what it is.
Yeah. And they're not like.
Yeah, and they're fun. It's probably still, it's probably still Trunks right now. I like his general badassery, and he's got the best fit in the whole show.
Yes.
And I like his patience. Everyone in the whole fucking show is asking the same questions over and over, and Trunks is, he's really doing his best. I'm not sure how I feel about this new Piccolo though, but we haven't gotten much of him, so I don't know. Something a little tonally off. I'm missing my dad Piccolo. Right now we're getting, Protector Piccolo and angry and stuff. I want the dad. I want to see Gohan and Piccolo maybe kick back and
go fishing,
watch a game, drink some beer.
Go fishing. I think that's all I have right now. Ladies
and gentlemen,
just ladies.
Hey,
Thank you for watching Dragon Ball Speak. What's gonna happen next time? Is Cell gonna be Scyther?
Yes.
Is
He's gonna be a
Krillin?
Scizor.
Is Krillin going to kill Cell?
No, there's not a chance.
Is Yamcha gonna be there?
No. I hope so that he can get sucked dry.
Suck,
die.
Suck, die. That's that's a 1-2 punch right there. The suck and then the die.
Not a bad way to go out.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I want Yamcha to die again. I just always want him to die. But he's starting to learn his place, and that his place is that he's useless. So
find out next time on Dragon Ball Speaking.